you're watching Global Talk. The great poet of the Kazakh people, philosopher and humanist, composer, Joly, a master of artistic expression, charity evening Abai Keshi was held in Astana. It was dedicated to the creativity and heritage of Abai. Today, the name of Abai is on par with the names of Shakespeare, Goethe, Pushkin, Molière, and people of all different continents. Since all of his poems and philosophical beliefs, words and thoughts written more than 100 years ago resonate in the hearts of the people to this day.
Abai Keshi, an event that has already become a good tradition in the city of Atrau. It is a unique opportunity to pay tribute to the honored Kazakh poet whose spiritual heritage continues to be relevant in our modern world. The evening, a favorite with the residents of Western Kazakhstan, held this year in the capital for the first time. As the organizers of the evening, a unique phenomenon, Abai personality of the poet, philosopher, and sage have yet to explore more than one generation. After all, Abai is an inexhaustible and eternal source of the spirituality of the Kazakh people, and he will always be contemporary for any generation anywhere in the world.
I think that everyone in Kazakhstan, from children to adults, they know Abai. So from the childhood, that our teachers at school, our family, and parents, and they are telling about the Abais, and we have been hearing Abai's song. And I mean, he's a great poet. I mean, his heritage, I mean, very important for our nation.
Abai is very important for Kazakh people. He founded the Kazakh literature. He was very educated for that time, and he's Kazakh philosopher, not only philosopher but composer, poet, yeah, and very respected person. So that's why we call this event after his name.
Abai Kunanbayev is a great figure in the history and literature of Kazakh people. He's a poet, a writer, a philosopher, an educator. His works have called, through his works, he has called the Kazakh people of the need. He has spoken to the Kazakh people of the need for transparency, openness, wholeness, integrity, creativity. Those are the pillars of any nation. And some of his works are still relevant, and they are a reference point in life. So simply treasuring his legacy, promoting it is what we aim for, and what we are thrilled to do tonight.
I believe that he is a great philosopher, a philosopher of Euro-Asian arena. He is one who was taught by Russian, other Eastern European thinkers, philosophers. He is one who was always for education, for promotion of great intellectual, I would say, ideas which brings every nation to the prosperity for the sake of all people of any nations. I believe that Abai, who's great, we have, of course, great songs. We have also great opera and other intellectual, musical and art work devoted to Abai. All this, we think that he was a great humanist, who was one who really tried to educate our people, who always wanted that children should be educated, children should be always someone who lead nation to the future. He was always for equality of girls and boys, which is very, very important.
The evening was attended by representatives of diplomatic missions, national companies, as well as international and local nonprofit organizations. This event was an excellent opportunity for visitors to learn more about the works of Abai. All funds raised at the party organizers intend to send to charity.
Right now, there are two orphanages that are under the patronage of the Abai Social Trust Foundation, which is the Atrao boarding school for children with limited mental abilities, and the other one is the boarding school #1 for orphans. What we're doing is basically we're trying to raise funds through holding such big events like Abai keshi and donating these funds for the needs of the orphanages.
I believe that every person in any nation should always think about others, any other member of the society who maybe feel not so privileged. And I think that this charity, a trust charity event is very important, because in any society we have unprivileged children, we have children who needs maybe more for having better health care, children who maybe needs more for, say, advanced education. And the personality of Abai as a great humanist is very important. And I believe this Trust Charity Foundation will always deserve to have the great name of Abai.
The idea of the evening belongs to the founder of the charity fund Abai, Janagul Kojanazar. The idea to do charity work and help children from orphanages for a long time was just a dream. And 3 years ago, Janagul decided to organize a cultural evening dedicated to the life and works of the great Kazakh poet and educator. So Abai keshi was founded in 2013. Today, Janagul Kojanazar was able to gather together the great team of volunteers who are always ready to support the organization of the charity evening.
Abai Social Trust Foundation established in 2013. So first Abai keshi held in Atrao in 2013, and then second Abai keshi was dedicated to Abai's 170th birth anniversary in 2015 last year. So based on the success we had in Atrao, so we said why not to introduce Abai keshi in Astana.
The Abai Social Trust Foundation seeks two missions. And the first one is promoting our culture and making our Kazakh culture more authentic and open and cosmopolitan. And the next is the charitable activities.
In Atrao was a group of guys 14 years ago decided that we would hold a burn supper. They're held all over the world. We thought, why can't we hold it in Atrao? And it's gone from the first year of 90 people going along. We now have 300 people coming every year. And it's a successful, good, fun night and a bit of culture as well. I think from that, Janagul and the ladies had attended and wanted to do something for the Kazakh poet Abai as well. And they've set up the same idea here in Astana now. What we did, the second burn supper we had, we accidentally raised a significant amount of money. We just held a raffle. We had kind patrons who contributed as well. And we looked at the local orphanages and schools. They needed some help, and we got help from the local Hakim who gave us the list. And we chose one that had basically not received any sort of charitable donations. And we've helped out the school in Mackenbet as being our main beneficiary, where the kids, needed simple things like, footwear. We gave them indoor toilets and showers. So we've done a bit of work there, and it's helped. We just want to make a difference and make their lives more comfortable.
The event is also intended to promote the Kazakh original culture and make it more accessible, not only for Kazakh-speaking audience, but also for the foreign guests of our capital. That's why poems and songs of Abai were performed both in Kazakh and in English languages.
During the evening, everyone could visit the exhibition of the State Historical, Cultural and Literary Memorial Museum Reserve of Abai, Jibek, Burli. The museum's exhibits were specially brought in from East Kazakhstan to Astana, from Jibek village, the birthplace of Abai. This charity event was filled with only lyrical music, the songs of Abai, his first songs written on poems by Russian and foreign poets translated into Kazakh language, as well as songs written in different years by other composers who were inspired by the genius of the poet. The event was for Astana residents and guests. It was a real holiday of poetry, and only lyrical music played during that evening, which created a unique, warm atmosphere.
We are organized for our guests the orchestra, Republic Orchestra. They will be performing the songs of Abai, compositions of Abai. There will be also an actor who will be performing Abai's songs, words, yeah. And our guests who will be performing as well the verses of Abai's Graham Calder, yeah. And we'll be dancing, performing from our kids from internat school in Atrau. They arrive at 7 kids, especially for this event.
Tonight we have a very rigorous program and featuring Kazakh foods, Kazakh traditional music played by a traditional instruments orchestra. We also have dance numbers, singing numbers, recitals, the acting number. We also have the children from the orphanage who are visiting us for this event, who are also making their own recitals and giving their own performances related to Abai's compositions and legacy.
I'm very privileged to be here, also as one of a great admirer of intellectual father of Kazakh nation, Abai Kunanbayev. I'm very proud that we gathered today so many great representatives from a foreign diplomatic mission, universities, national companies, and non-governmental, international, and national organizations in this great event, which devoted to Abai Charity Trust Fund.
Today, the name of Abai, its artistic heritage, became known to the world community. Kazakh thinkers' works embody a unique symbiosis of Eastern and Western cultures. Now translated into several languages, everyone who has ever come in contact with the poetry of Abai finds something that resonates with him.
During the evening, people heard many poems of great Abai, in which he expresses a great love for life and encourages people to make the world a better and fairer place. Creativity of Poet covers a variety of topics, from love to politics and philosophy of life. A words of edification at the charity event gained a whole new meaning.
I think he is important. You know, since I found out about him, you read up and find out what he wrote about, what his beliefs were, and it's certainly interesting. And similar to Robbie Burns, he had an outlook in life at the time that was different, and in both cases they still apply today. Importance, I think it's a means of expressing yourself and the life and times in which you live, and how that's expressed in a very artistic way.
I believe poetry helps us understand life better and see all these subtleties and different shades of relationships, of humans' interaction, of humans' mission in life on Earth. And poetry helps us to pursue cultural exchanges as well. It brings all the beauty and aesthetics of ourselves from within side. And I believe it makes us dignified, it makes us human.
The great Abai did not catch the dawn of independence, but his descendants today are building their sovereign state. Abai's works inspire the younger generation of Kazakhs in the service of their people, to support them in the pursuit of education, knowledge, and to be among the developing nations through culture. The charity event in Astana was entirely in tune with the ideas of the great poet, who in all of his life encouraged people to be human and not indifferent to the world around them. This was Global Talk. See you soon on Kazakh TV.